Hi there. It is several days after this video being filmed, but I just wanted to give a little context. Through my program, I was able to do a walking tour of Florence, which was mostly just kind of around the like the main square, so Piazza della Repubblica, I think, around the Duomo, Piazza Vecchio, I think, or Palazzo Vecchio, I want to say. It's kind of around. I haven't included the entire tour because A, that'd be a really long video, and B, I don't want to put all of the tour out there just because he did a really great job, and I think that if people want to see it, if you ever get the chance, you should definitely try to make your way here. I will include his information in the description once I get it from my study center here in Florence, so that if you're in the area, you can definitely get a tour with him, because he was amazing. I didn't get his name, which makes me really sad, but it was absolutely amazing. There's more footage, but I'm just going to keep that for me. There's some interesting art history stuff, random life stuff that I thought would be interesting to include. He was really into philosophy, which was cool to hear. Yeah, there's a lot of background noise. I think all of my roommates are coming, like my roommates are almost all the way back. But I hope you're having a great day or night or afternoon or whatever. But I just wanted to include this clip just to give some context and to have a little more of me in the actual thing. Also, I hope it's okay that I posted it. I'm not entirely sure. If I find out that there's something wrong with me posting it, I'll take it down. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. It's just a really interesting talk of some of the things here in Florence. Didn't know nearly as much history about it as I found out. So please enjoy. Thank you.
When things start to happen, I say literally happen. This building, the construction as we see today is dates back to the 1370s. It's very tall. It is tall for a reason. It's called the Orsa Michele. Orsa Michele, or means oratory. We think oratory or hortus. If you have horticulture, you know that's when you do something in the garden. It was a kitchen garden, or it turns into a grain market. Now, since the River Arno floods here once every while, you have famine, you have wars, you have crisis, you have epidemics. You need some divine protection, right? Now, let's aim high. Let's do Mary. The grain merchants produced kind of a tabernacle with a painting with Mary on it. And they prayed to Mary for a good harvest, for good business and stuff. But this Mary, on the painting, starts to intervene actively in things that happen here in the city. She leaves the altarpiece, literally. There was a guy, for instance, in the late 1200s who was accused of stealing something. Well, they arrest him and they hang him. And she said he didn't do it. He just didn't do it. So she leaves the painting, literally. She flies up to the guy, holds him up for 3 days like this, and telling everybody who wanted to hear, he didn't do it, this is not fair, you should look into this again, he didn't do it. She holds him up, and everybody sees this. They look into the matter, and he didn't do it. So they take him down. Mary goes back to the altarpiece and leaves immediately for some other emergency stuff. So the bishop looks into this and says, Mamma mia, we have a miracle on our hands here, because Mary actively starts to intervene in things that are not right here. And the Pope says, Florence, congratulations, you have a miracle. Bingo, money in the bank. With a painting by Bernardo Danni, very plain, simple painting. Because maybe it doesn't look like a human being. You know that painters could do everything. They could paint your portrait exactly as you are, but they were simply not allowed because of the second commandment. See? So the Mary that we see here, that guy would paint you, but he wouldn't do it. Because if you would be the model for Mary, people are going to worship you. It's not the idea. You have to worship Mary. So we don't know what she looks like. That's why these paintings are made like this. Later, we have the Millennium Problem. Some people made a lot of money on the Millennium Problem, but guess what? We're still here. 21st of December, a couple of years ago, the Maya calendar ended. I was in the basement with my sandwiches because the world was going down. We love the idea that things are going down. Now, after the year 1000, you see something weird happening. That you see that cities start to rise. That people in cities start to make money. Now, a citizen, what is a citizen? You're a citizen, I'm a citizen. I'm nothing because I'm not noble. I'm not nobility. I'm not a king, I'm not a queen, I'm not a duke, I'm not a prince, I'm not nothing. The nobility owned the production means, everything. They would rake in the money. When the cities started to rise, they want a piece of the action, so they come from the countryside where they controlled all the production means and they come into the cities and they rake in the money. Now you can wait for this to happen, that citizens don't want this. Of course, they want to determine their own fate, they want to govern their own cities, so they start to push back. Oh no, you're not, say the nobility. And gradually you see that the tension rises, and what will happen is a full-out civil war between basically the cities, the citizens, and the nobility. Now, whenever the nobility is in charge in cities, and they were in charge, they would build really tall tower houses. Now, guys like Strozzi, they wanted to be like the nobility, so they built another tower house too, just a bit taller. Looks pretty ugly. So there's a new family, the Davanzati, and they did this. It was the same thing. They joined tower houses. And you call this thing a palazzo. Now, a palazzo is a house in the city, a townhouse. A villa is a house in the countryside. If somebody tries to sell you a villa in the city, fire the guy, the real estate. If they don't know their classics, might as well not believe them in the first place. See, so a palazzo is a townhouse, no matter how big it is, but these palazzi become so big, that's why they actually call them palaces. See, but that's where the word comes from. Let's continue. Let's go. And life means life. You know, we will not see you again. That's a very humiliating thing, you know. And what you should know is that Florentines are like salmon. They always want to swim back into the rivers where they were born. They don't rediscover it, but it's especially Roman and Greek, especially Greek philosophy that deals with it. It's about something that is deep inside of you. It's called the soul. You get goosebumps. Except for when you're cold. Sometimes you get goosebumps because you're moved by something. You see a beautiful movie or you hear a beautiful song and woof, there you go. What is it? What causes goosebumps? Is anybody of you going to study medicine or something or become a doctor?
I don't think they know yet.
Excellent. They don't know. They don't know. Any neurosurgeon will tell you, oh, that's a connection with the chemicals happening in the brain, but nobody can explain to you why. That's the point. What we think it is, it's your soul jumping up. Smell. Now, the Piazza del Limbo Graveyard, initially outside of the city walls, because city walls ended right there. This was outside. On this wall here, in front of you, you will see a rain pipe. Next to it, you see a small marble slab. It says on November the 4th, 1966, this is how high the water of the River Arno got, because the River Arno, 10 days of torrential rains, and suddenly, you know, it's all the water comes down of the hills. He said, you know, I see traffic signs all over the place. I can't do anything here. I can't go in that street. I can't go in that street. So he designs a small puppet that kind of a shadow that takes this white bar under its arm and drags it out of the picture frame. Police up in arms. Oh, he's defacing our city. This is I don't know. It's anarchy. We have to destroy those traffic signs. So they start to take it off. He puts it up again. They take it off. He puts it up again. And we had a very young mayor in those days. He's the Prime Minister of Italy right now, Matteo Renzi. He says, he tells these guys, don't you have anything better to do? We're chasing after a guy who's doing something to traffic signs. Don't we get the message? Don't we know what this traffic sign looks like? Get a life. And Klet has started to comment on things that happen in the city, using things like this. And the one that you saw over there with that police officer cuddling the traffic sign is obviously a response to him being, because they locked him up, they caught him and they locked him up. So stupid. But you'll see him everywhere making comments on what happens here in the... If we happen to see him, I'll point him out.
What was the name again?
Klet Abraham. Klet Abraham, look him up on the internet. If you see his work, you'll recognize him, because he has been kind of everywhere in the world already. He puts himself in those traffic signs. Arnolfo Di Cambio had a great idea of building a church with a massive dome on it. He had no clue how to build that thing, that dome. The church was okay, but the rest he didn't know. But that was not his problem, because he knew he would be dead and gone anyway by the time when they reached that point. So it's somebody else's problem, that somebody else was simply not there. But somebody else was not there. Florence becomes the laughing stock of Italy because with your big mouth and you can't even close a church. Very short. 60 years later, there's a goldsmith called Brunelleschi, and Brunelleschi says, "I'll do it, and I don't need the wood." And they say, "That's interesting. How are you going to do it?" He says, "I'm not going to tell you," because he had lost the competition for the gates, not for the gates of paradise, for the doors of the baptistry. There are doors of the baptistry. He had lost that competition. He said, "If I tell you how I'm going to do it, you're going to steal my ideas, and I'm going to be left. I'll be left empty-handed. So I'm not going to tell you, but I do know how to do it." Since nobody knew how to do it, actually. He participates in this competition, and it's on the last day of the competition that basically he presents, more or less gives an idea how inventive he is. That's why I talk about philosophy in a sense, because he's a philosopher. He reads. Reading expands not just the mind; it also allows you to make connections that other people don't make. People talk about body and soul, right? Body and soul. Oh, everything is about the body today. What do you do if you want to train the body? Where do you go? Gym. You work out. You do really stupid things with dumbbells and stuff. Ooh, you got muscles this big, you wear a shirt, nobody sees it. But then suddenly a girl falls out of the window. Bang, there you are. You catch her. That's why you do it, man. That's why you train your body. How do you train the soul?
Reading, learning.
How do you train the soul?
Read philosophy.
Philosophy. It's philosophy that does it. Philosophy, if you read philosophy, some of those things that you read are really dumb. They're just as dumb as those dumbbells, but read them. Try to figure out, because the brain will start to make connections. And then you elevate yourself to a certain level where you can have a better overview on everything that happens here. Brunelleschi comes up with an egg. He produces an egg, not a model, not a drawing, just an egg in the final meeting. He says, "Make that egg stand upright." To all the other hotshot architects over there. You can make that egg stand upright. You'll say, "Oh, you can make that egg stand upright. You need a wooden construction like this." No, he says, without any wooden construction, nothing. I say, "You can't do it." He says, "I can do it." Brunelleschi had that egg and said, "Make it stand upright," and you can't make that egg. They're filling around with that egg. They couldn't make it stand upright. He says, "You know how you do it?" He just breaks it. He just breaks the lower part of the egg. That's something that nobody ever came up with. And then he puts it right up and he says, "Well, voila." And the other architects say, "That's fraud. That's foul play." No, he says, "It's just thinking. You have to think different." There's a whole company who had that same idea. Think different. It's Apple. It's the same idea. Think different. Brunelleschi gets the commission, and he doesn't use wood. What he uses is nothing, basically. Nothing to prevent those bricks from sliding in. And they don't slide in. We're talking about 1430s, yes. The bricks don't slide in. Why not? What do you think? I hope you have the answer, because nobody has the answer. Nobody knows that thing is there. Nobody. It's the largest brick dome in the world. Nobody knows why it's standing up there.